A very good morning, children. Children, as you already know that we have finished off with this chapter 3.4, how the last letter was written. Today we shall take up the English workshop and some more questions based on this chapter. Okay, so you can open your textbook to page number 78. That's where your English workshop of this chapter is given. And we shall start with question 3. Okay. The other questions you can do on your own. That's personal questions. So, coming to the third one, how do the following characters in the story live up to their names? Provide points from the story. Now, you know this story has different characters, no? Different people. And they have their names, okay? So, you have to talk about their names. How they lived up to their names. So let's start with the first one. You have Tegumai, Bopsulai. Tegumai, Bopsulai. Okay. It means what? Man who does not put his foot forward in a hurry. So he is name. Okay. How does that name prove himself? It shows that he did not carry his big spear, right? He had not taken a spear. He left it at home. He did not even think of going back home to get the spear. Nor did he bother to greet the stranger. So his name showed, okay? His name showed what he was, okay? Then the other one you have, the second one you have, Tefimai, Metulmai. Now, what does that mean? It means small person without any manners who ought to be spanked. I already told you the meaning of spank is to be beaten up. She was, very not well mannered, right? This child. So we talked about this is a naughty but very active daughter. She screamed and spoke to the stranger, which she shouldn't have done. Okay, sent him to her house to get the spear without even knowing or wanting to know if he understood what she was saying. So that is her name and that is what she is. Okay. That was it. About Tefi, in short, Tefi. Then you have Teshumai Tivingur. Okay, now this is the mother. Now what does her name mean? It means lady who asks a very many questions. And the mother saw the picture her daughter had drawn and she screamed and she flew at the stranger. No, she did not think anything and she just, reacted. She jumped to her own conclusions. She further shared her conclusions and thoughts about the picture with the villagers. So this is about these three characters. So you can write this all in your notebook. Now coming to the fifth question. Write a character sketch of the stranger man using examples from the story to support the following attributes. Now, character sketch, you're talking about that person. You're going to write about him, okay, the stranger man. And they've given you some attributes, some qualities of his. Now, there are 4 qualities. So, on each we will see you have, ignorant, innocent, and polite. So, what do you say about that? What can you give examples to show, the stranger man was ignorant, innocent, and polite? So, the first, ignorant, innocent, and polite. Yes, he was, because the stranger man belonged to the Far tribe, the Tevaras, and he did not understand a word of Tegumai's language, so he was ignorant. But he thought of his own daughter and listened to Tefi. So very innocently, he was, behaving towards Tefi. When Tefi screamed at him and tried to make him understand, he did not scream back. So that showed he was even polite. Okay. How do we know he was calm and cool? When Tefi pulled at the sharp tooth on his necklace, he kept his cool. He did not get angry because he had that, kind of respect for her. And this child did not swell up as it was predicted. Predicted means as it was told, no? That if anybody touches the sharp tooth, what will happen? They'll either swell or they'll burst. But it did not happen. And the stranger just gave Tefi the sharp tooth. So that shows he was calm and cool. Then the next 2 points that you're going to try doing on your own. The C and the D. jumps to wrong conclusion. How does he jump to wrong conclusion? What is Steffi trying to tell him and what he is thinking? You can write that, the wrong conclusion. And hasty and unwise at time. How he was hasty means he took a quick decision. What did he do? Okay, he ran away, to give the message. Okay, and he was unwise at. He was not using his own thinking. So you can see, you can put those 2 points on your own in the notebook. Then you have, if you come into page number 79, you have some of these things that you have to do on your own. The 6th and the 7th you can do on your own. The 8th one, you have a letter of apology, okay, that she writes. So you're going to help, imagine Teffy comes to you for help to write a letter of apology in the modern script we use. So write apology letter, okay. Who is she writing apology? Apology means saying sorry to the stranger man. So you can write that letter, okay. It's an informal letter. So that much you can do in your notebook. Now I thought of even doing some questions which are there in your textbooks, okay. In your textbook, if you see from the starting of the chapter children, from page number 73, you have some questions on the side, of your text on your right hand side. So we can look into those questions. Like you have the first question there. Who is the author telling the story to? Okay. So the author is telling the story to the reader. Who's the reader? It is us. Okay. So he's telling the story to the reader. Now why did Teffy stamp a foot? And what did the stranger make of it? Now why did she stamp her foot? When Teffy asked a stranger a question, he did not understand a language and just answered Teffy thought that was silly and she stamped her foot because she saw a shoal of very big carp going up the river when her daddy could not use his spear and catch them. So she stamped her foot because she saw a shoal. Now shoal, I told you, a group of fish. Okay, this is a collective noun. A shoal of very big carp. Okay, we're talking about a fish that was going up the river and her daddy could not do anything to catch it. Okay, because his spear was broken. So why did the stranger offer Teffy a big piece of bird's bark? The stranger did this to show that his heart was as white as the bird's bark and that he meant no harm to Teffy and her father. Now, is Teffy's drawing realistic? In how many ways does it fail to show the real picture? Now, what you mean by realistic means, is it real when you saw Teffy's drawing? Does it look real? And in how many ways it has failed? So where are the pictures that she has drawn as failed? Now, Teffy's drawing is not realistic. The drawing showed Tegumine's broken arm. It showed a spear sticking into back. It showed men ready to throw spear. Teffy's beavers also looked like people. That's why the mother could not understand her and she thought that they were the people. Instead of the beavers, she thought they were people. So, therefore, we say that Teffy's drawing was not realistic. Then write fended and splendid with their proper spelling. And we saw this, the words are not proper, they are misspelled. Okay, like fended is offended and explain is explained. Then how did the stranger interpret Teffy's drawing? Now when you look at Teffy's drawing, what did he think? How did he interpret? Okay, how did the stranger, what he thought was the drawing showing? The stranger thought that there must be a big battle going to be fought somewhere, and Teffy, the extraordinary child, was telling him to call the great chief to help him. So this is what the stranger thought. What mistaken notion made the stranger race off like the wind? Now what was the thing that the stranger thought that made him run like the wind? Okay, what was the thing in his mind? The stranger thought that he did not fetch the great chief's tribe to help him. Okay, if he did not fetch the great chief tribe to help him, he would be slain by his enemies, who were coming up from all sides with spears. Hence he raced off into the bushes like a wind. So we see the stranger, he thought that if he did not go to fetch the great chief's tribe, because they are in trouble, okay, there's going to be a battle. So what will happen? They will slain. Okay, he will be slain. Who? He, the chief. Okay, that is Steffi's dad, will be slain. He will be killed. Okay, terrible. So they said, therefore he ran away. Okay, to give the news. What was the stranger's impression of Teshumai Tivingbro? Okay, what was the impression of the mother when he saw her? Quite by accident, he saw Teshumai Tivingbro at the door of her cave talking to some Neolithic ladies. He thought that she and her daughter resembled each other, especially the upper part of the face and the eyes. He smiled politely at her, held out the birch bark, and tried to be polite. This is what the stranger thought about Teshumai Tivingbro. Okay. Now, who does the author refer to when he says some people? He refers to some people in the story. Now, who is that some people? The author is referring to some people who have superstitious ideas in their minds and believe in superstition. You know what is superstition, no? Which are not real belief, okay? He was told about the person who touched the sharp tooth would swell up or burst by some superstitious people. So you're talking about we're talking about some people. Who are those? The people who believe in some ideas like these, okay? Now, what terrible message did Steffi's drawing convey to her mother? Now, what message did the mother get when she saw the picture? The mother thought that the stranger had struck her husband full of spears and frightened poor Steffi so that her head stood all on end. She gave the message that the stranger had broken her husband's hand and had stuck a spear in his back. She presumed that there was a whole pack of people moving up behind her husband to do some harm. So this was the message that was conveyed by Steffi's drawing to the mother. Okay. So these are all the different questions that I have put up. Please see that you write it down in your English notebook. The grammar, the composition part that I told you about, the letter, that is the English workshop, the question number 8, that letter, children, you can write it in your composition book. Okay. So please go through this entire tutorial again. Okay. Learn these answers, because if you get it in the objective type questions, you should know how to answer them. Therefore, I put these answers down there. So we have finished off with this chapter and we have finished off with unit 3. Okay, entire. So I hope you are doing your everyday study. Please even solve the assignment. Alright. Thank you, children, for giving me your listening ear, and God bless you.